While lottery is recognized by the government of Nigeria, the reverse is the case with Ponzi scheme, which as defined by Business Diary is a scam in which a group of gullible people are enticed with the promise of very high returns in a very short time. It is based on paying off early investors from the cash from the new investors. Now, the whole structure collapses when the cash outflow exceeds the cash inflow. It's named after Charles Ponzi, an Italian immigrant to the United States who lived between 1882 to 1949. And during 1919 to 1920, he's recorded to have collected more than $15 million from some 40,000 eager people by promising to double their investment in 90 days. Now, in recent times, Ponzi has resurfaced in Nigeria. Usually when there's either a market boom or recession, we see some of these wonder banks, and they try to play on people's ignorance or suspecting investors that they don't understand the marketplace. So what the wonder banks will say is that just hypothetically plant vegetables and you reap cocoa. Just imagine, you plant vegetables in a matter of weeks, cocoa takes years, and they'll tell you that you can invest and get multiple returns in just a number of time. And that typically explains what a Ponzi scheme is. So Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent investment vehicle or scheme, and they promise investors high return with little risk. And what they do is that they pay investors with money that old investors have invested, and after a while they fizzle away. I think for a lot of investors, if you're going to invest in any investment, you need to understand that investment. Of course, you might not understand it critically, but you need to have an idea. What is this company investing in? What are the quantitative factors? What are the qualitative factors? So qualitative factors are things like management, organization structure, strategic intent of the company. So for Ponzi scheme, they don't actually invest in anything. So this is the way it works. So 10 of us start the investment, and they promise us 30% return in a month's time. And because we are so excited, we get some other 20 people to come into that scheme. So when those 20 people come into the scheme, the money that they bring to the scheme, they used to pay the initial investors, the initial depositors. So it keeps going on and on and on until it's not sustainable. So there's nothing tangible. You are not investing in any asset, no infrastructure, no company. So it's just money going around. Like you said, it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. The regulator for the investing public, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has also spoken up against the scheme.
Now, Section 13 and 38 of the Investment and Securities Act empowers the Commission to register participants in the market. And you know, one of our cardinal objective or mandate as SEC is investor protection. Now, investor protection takes so many forms, amongst which giving people the right information and also regulating. Now, like you said, we have seen return of Ponzi schemes. And as a commission, saddled with that responsibility, every information that we've received from a whistleblower, from the pages of the newspaper, we always track it down. And how do we do that? We make our inquiries from our record to see if this investment outfit is registered, and then what is the mandate from which, if it is registered, that is undertakes. And then we also go as far as to Corporate Affairs Commission to confirm the registration status of such a firm. Now, thereafter, we now take on enforcement processes. What do? We now send our people to investigate them, locate them at their various points of business. We've been doing quite a lot, and some are still undergoing investigation. But we can say for sure we have closed down Women in Oil. They were parading themselves as one nation business. They don't tell you they specialize in oil, and their focal point actually is the female gender. Now, they had 36 offices across the country. The Commission has closed down all the offices, and as I'm talking to you, they're also being prosecuted by our prosecutors. We've also had cause to close down a firm in Onitsha called Help from Above. And then also part of the measures we've taken is for online schemes that we cannot locate their sites, you cannot trace what they do, but they are also asking for people to invest. So part of our responsibility is to now inform the investing public, look, be wary of this kind of investment.
But explanations like this has not been enough to discourage individuals like Mr. Jubril Akombi, who says that participating in the Ponzi scheme since February 2016 has changed his life for good.
My salary has never been able to survive me for even a week, talk less of 1 month. But since I joined MMM, my standard of living has increased tremendously, while the cost of living reduced dramatically. I can boast of, paying the bills as at when due, and I even have extra to dish out to family and friends.
Not even news that the scheme has crashed would deter him.
If it has crashed, we would not be able to access our personal offices now. The personal office where we carry out so many activities of PHing, that is pledging to provide help and also getting help. Right now, those two activities of providing help and also getting help still goes on. Albeit at a very, very slow pace. Those with big amounts are on the queue, while those with little pledge amounts of GH are getting their due help. They are getting paid. The reason is chiefly because the programmers are working on the site to upgrade it in order for MMM to serve us better this year, 2017, to ensure its sustainability, to ensure its longevity in Nigeria.
Another convinced individual is Mrs. Veronica Obikwelu, who says she's been involved in one of the networking schemes since September 2016.
I registered with FIFO, and they said that I should bring my 2 friends under me, and I work with my 2 friends as a team. They are working under me, and I'm working under them. That's what take me to the car level. In a short time, my car level will be complete.
But what have you gained now, apart from the car level that you're expecting?
I've gained phone, I've gained fan, I've gained a TV set, I've gained cash. I've gained cash. Almost 200,000. Something that I enter with the 5-4.
Mrs. Obikwelu, however, warns that there are some fraudsters parading in the networking scheme, as she's been around for 7 years.
This one is planned by Nigerians, and they know what Nigerians want. This one is not a foreign network. It's here in Nigeria. If they want to see the CEO is there, and they are registered. So this one is not the one that is before. Because those ones that are before, I don't want to mention them. Some come from different countries. They will tell me to sell drug. If I did not sell, I will drink.
However, the Securities and Exchange Commission continues to call for caution before investment decisions are taken.
One of the things we are doing is like the invitation you're giving us. We are not talking, advising people what to watch out for when they're invited to invest their money. But like we all agreed, gullibility, Nigerians, things are hard and people take advantage of Nigerians. These investments are hardly published. It's more of like one-on-one investment. So tracking them is really difficult. That's why every information we get, the assurance I'm giving you, every information we get about any illegal operator, the commission goes after the person. We close down the shop with the encouragement of the CBN and support of the CBN and other agencies. We close the accounts, recover what we can recover, so that from the records, whatever we recover, we then invite the people to get back the little that they can get. But the most important thing is must continue to sensitize people. Look, be wary of investments that are not regulated. Be wary of investments that are not regulated.
The call for caution is where we end our discussion on this episode of Big Story. Now, if you missed any part of the program, please log on to www.channelstv.com to watch Big Story. And we will meet again next time on this platform. I'm Amy Thompson.